Hey guys, what's up mga ka-Axie? This is your guy Rain and welcome back to my channel. Ayan, today, pag-uusapan natin kung ano yung mga leaks sa paparating na Origin. So, stay tuned. Ayan guys, so ang pag-uusapan natin nga today, no, meron ako ditong cheat sheets na about sa mga leaks na paparating na Origin. At ito nga, no, papanoorin din natin dito para at least maintindihan nyo, malaman nyo na mismong sila JIHOZ ay nagbigay nitong information about sa paparating na Origin or Battles V3. Ayan. So, gusto ko lang muna magpasalamat sa mga ka-Axie natin dyan na dahil sa inyo guys, tayo ay monetized na sa YouTube. Ayan. Totoo po yun. Tayo po ay monetized na sa YouTube. And ngayon ay nagsisimula na tayong kumita. Ayan. Maraming salamat sa inyo guys. So, ang una nating pag-uusapan na key point ay ano ba yung mga meta teams magbabago ba pagpasok ng Origin? Pakinggan natin to.
All in game. So yeah, number one, AXIES. You will be able to use all of your current AXIES in Origin.
Okay guys, magagamit natin lahat ng AXIES natin pagpasok ng Origin. But there's a little, there are changes, hindi ko masasabing little, pero kasi sobrang dami pa lang mangyayari, magbabago. Asahan nyo lang na yung mga AXIES na meron kayo ngayon ay yun din yung mga AXIES na gagamitin nyo. Patuloy natin.
But the metas will change, right? And so I think if you look back at one of the blog posts actually we put out a bit earlier, late last year around, just long-term thinking. There's kind of a big section around there that I definitely recommend people go over, but basically the meta will change over time. Axie value will go, some of them will go up, some of them will go down as the meta changes, and as a game that's something we have to do.
Pause muna natin doon, no, mga ka-Axie, no. Totoo yan, ang meta magbabago-bago yan. Syempre, isa din yan sa market strategy ng developers in order for them to earn more money. Kasi syempre, kapag may meta, syempre yun yung bibili ng mga investors in order for them to earn more assets sa loob ng game na ito, no. So yun, magbabago ba yung mga meta? Yes, there will be a lot of changes when it comes to the meta. Meron tayong mga bagong metang makikita kasi sobrang dami magbabago talaga, guys. Mamaya sa later on this video, later on this discussion, maiintindihan nyo kung ano-ano yung mga mababago. Ipapaliwanag ko sa inyo yan while they are discussing.
There's really no getting around it. We can't just leave a game, with the same meta and keep it stale, forever. And part of that.
Oh, agree ako doon. Mahirap naman na laging yung meta yun na lang at yun lang. Ano, 'di ba? Mahirap naman yun. So at least syempre, 'di ba, may mga bumili diyan ng mga meta teams na ngayon ay nahihirapan na din gamitin. Tapos syempre, iikot din naman yan. Iikot naman ng mga metas. At kung sino yung mga metas dati, maaaring maging metas ulit sila ngayon. Pero sobrang dami kasing naging AAP users simula nung naging classic AAP yung meta . And so I don't know kung malapit na dumating yung panahon na yun na magiging meta na ulit ang AAP, pero dito sa bagong version ng laro, no, sa V3 ng Battles Origin ay sobrang dami talagang magbabago, and ipapaliwanag ko yun sa inyo as we go along this video.
That is, we're going to come out with other games and there'll be new experiences as well that will make different AXIES have different value. And then ultimately, once we expand releasing out more, there will be utility for, AXIES that aren't, particularly meta relevant in a certain moment as well. You can release it and get value to, upgrade other AXIES or.
So yun yung mangyayari, guys. So once meron bagong meta, syempre yung may mga maiiwan na mga chops or mga AXIE na hindi na magagamit halos sa battles, no? Kasi syempre pag ginamit mo yun sa battles, hindi ka ganun ka makaka-earn ng SLP. Now, itutuloy nila yung katulad ng ginawa nila nitong Lunar New Year event, kung saan i-release mo yung AXIE mo kapag hindi ganun ka useful, like yung mga floor AXIES, no? Itutuloy nila yan. So magkakaroon talaga ng burning AXIES, which will result to a balanced economy. Una-una, mababurn yung mga AXIE, and then syempre mababawasan yung mga AXIE na nakaka-earn ng SLP, lalo na pag mga nasa baba, ano. And pero I don't think mangyayari na gagamitin nyo pa rin yung mga axes nyo ng mga chops. Kasi, so, eto na nga, paulit-ulit na ako. Dahil sa pagpasok ng Origin, ay maraming magbabago talaga.
You know, get items or accessories or cosmetics. So yeah, short answer is that it's a completely new meta. So yeah, there definitely will be some axes that become more or less useful in that. But even over the next upcoming seasons, that will still continue to change. You know, we're gonna roll out different charms and runes over the seasons that are gonna change which axes are more interesting to use.
Alright guys, meron na tayong nabanggit na charms and runes, ano? Kung makikita nyo dun sa mga nilalabas nilang leaks, no, meron dong nakalagay na mga charms and runes. So ito na yung magiging importante dito sa pagpasok ng Axie Origin or Axie Infinity Origins Battles V3. So kung dati meron tayong stats, no, re-remove na nila yan ngayon. Wala nang stats ngayon. So ang mangyayari na lang is runes and charms. So yun yung ipapalit nila doon. So, paano mangyayari yun? Ipagpapatuloy natin yung video na yan dito. Pagpatuloy muna natin para mas maintindihan natin.
It's going to be a constant, evolution.
And so, nung sinabi nila na it's a constant evolution, talagang mag-evolve yung game na Axie Infinity, guys. From something to something talaga. Ayan. Hindi naman from nothing to something kasi it's already something right now. So, it's from something to something bigger. Ayan. So, ngayon guys, meron ditong tanong dito. I think si Zioria tayo yung nagtanong dito na kasi sa pagpasok ng Battles V3 or yung Origin na sinasabi, no? Meron tayong tinatawag na Plant and Dawn, kung saan itong Plant and Dawn, ito yung mga matataas na HP. Ano? Ano bang mangyayari kapag pumasok yung Origin? Ma-utilize ba yung mataas na HP ng Plant at saka ng Dawn? Ito yung sagot nila.
To quote the great Psych Out, there's no such thing as a useless Axie. And I think we'll see that continue to be a true maxim as we roll out new features. And I think it's also important to highlight that it's not just change for the sake of change. It's change to expand the game, to make it better, right? Axie being an alpha means there's still a lot of stuff that we need to roll out and we need to add to the ecosystem. And adding ears and eyes parts into the game means 50%.
Okay guys, meron ding idadagdag narinig nyo naman. Adding eyes and ears parts, okay? So pag ang nakita ko dun sa mga pictures na nilabas nila, yung nilik nila, yung eyes and ears ay gamit yan for summoning. Magsa-summon ka ng parang little character or something na merong special effect. Yan yung mangyayari dun sa eyes and ears And ayan, tuloy muna natin kasi na-excite ako dun sa mga bagong mga
more
update.
cards. That's 50% more parts. So even if all of the cards were exactly the same, it would be impossible to balance the meta exactly the way it is now.
And it's gonna be a huge yung mga meta ngayon mag-aano talaga, dadami talaga. Katulad sa Mobile Legends, 'di ba, nung naglabas sila ng bagong items, yung meta sobrang dumami. So sobrang kailangan nilang magkaroon ng pagbaban, kailangan lang enable yung banning ng up to 5 heroes na sa Mobile Legends kasi sobrang lawak na ng meta, no? Sobrang lawak na ng meta pick. Ganun na rin yung mangyayari dito sa Axie Infinity. Sa Battles V3 Origin, lalawak yung meta pick kasi magkakaroon na ng additional parts which is the eyes and the ears, okay? So, we'll see what will happen.
Some of that is being an early adopter in the current Axie ecosystem, right?
Yeah, totally. Very well put.
All right. So, specific question here. Will Plant...
Ito, specific question here. Will Plant and Dawn
and Dusk Axie
Dusk
be OP since HP is basically the only relevant stat that's left, and they're the ones that are known for having high HP, you're kind of tanky boys.
Yeah, so that's something we probably should have included in the blog post, is that all Axies will have the same base HP. So
all Axies will have the same base HP, mga kapatid. Ano? All Axies will have the same base HP pagdating ng at pagpasok nitong Battles V3 or tinatawag nating Origin. Bakit?
It's actually not going to be the case. Like, Plant and Dusk aren't going to be OP with some crazy HP stat that's higher than all the other Axies. They'll all be the same across all Axies. And so kind of still back to the point of charms and runes will be the differentiating factors.
Okay, I love it. Great answer there. How about Origin in iOS, the App Store? A lot of iPhone users, iPad users out there really excited to play Axie on their mobile devices that unfortunately didn't make it into the test flight. Any hope for those folks to be able to play on their iPhones?
Yeah, I mean, all I can say is we are trying our best, people across our team, to have it available on iOS as soon as we can. As you can imagine, there are very stringent requirements, and being in, the blockchain space, that adds many, many layers of complexity in terms of, how we can get approved, and different assets we might have to make available, and how they're made available to different free-to-play players. So yeah, we will try. No effort will be spared to try to do that. We obviously wanted to be open on, App Store, Google Play Store, all of them. But it might take some time, and there's definitely barriers we'll need to get through first.
Alright, so yung Axie Infinity ay hindi pa magiging available sa iOS. They are planning to do it as soon as possible, pero there will be a lot of layers na dapat nilang i-consider, and there's a lot of requirements na kailangan nilang ma-hit, okay, or kailangan nilang mag-qualify sa mga ganung requirements, lalo na iOS yung papasukin nila. Ayan, Cow Simulator. There you go. Alright guys, so we reached 11 minutes na sa ating video, and we would love to continue. Wait, gusto kong i-skip natin doon sa 12:22. 12:22. Alright, yan na yan.
Absolutely. Got another
Wait
plane
lang.
flying overhead here, so bear.
Punta tayo sa 13:36. Kasi, ayan, starter Axis. Ano ba yung ano bang mangyayari pagpasok ng Origins? Ano ba yung mangyayari dito sa tinatawag nila na starter Axis, okay? Kasi pagpasok ng Origins, guys, every one of us will have starter Axis, which will cost us nothing. Okay? Ito yung mga non-NFT Axis kung saan makakapagsimula ka na mag-try, no? Para to doon sa mga tao na gustong matry muna at hindi muna makapumasok agad-agad dito sa larong Axie Infinity or dito sa investment na ito. Ayan.
Starter Axes, because we've talked about free to play a little bit. There are a lot of people worried that the starter Axes will either be too good compared to blockchain Axes, or that the starter Axes will be able to earn SLP.
Okay, so yung tanong dito ni Ziori is, magiging mas malakas ba yung mga starter Axes over dun sa mga Axes na binili natin na may cost? And will these starter Axes, mag-ano ba siya? Mag-earn ba siya ng SLP? Ito yung sagot nila.
Can you talk to us about the tokenomics around the free-to-play non-NFT starter Axes specifically?
Yeah, so starter Axes are not on chain. They are Axes that anyone can start playing, start using in PvE, PvP.
Okay, narinig nyo naman sabi ni Philip na starter Axes are Axes that are not or non-NFT. You're not gonna buy this. This is free, but you can use it in PvE or PvP plays. Okay? Pero you won't earn SLP.
And yeah, they will not allow you to earn any SLP when you use.
There you go. They confirmed that you're not going to earn any SLP. Okay, I thought before makaka-earn ka ng SLP when you use these starter Axes and you started to play free. Okay? And tingnan natin kung ano yung sasabihin dito ni Philip.
Use them. And so they are purely, to help people learn the game and play and have fun and just get into the loop, right? Like ultimately that's, the big focus we have Origin is just, making sure it's a lot more fun and more people can play and get into the ecosystem. In terms of, I think there were some specific questions around starter Axes, having them on a team with blockchain Axes, how will that work? That's something we're still hashing out. I think ideally we want to have, the reward scale to, if you have one blockchain Axie and two starter Axes, then maybe you should get, 1/3 of the potential rewards. We haven't finalized anything there, but that is some of the thinking around, starter Axes and their ability to earn and just, enjoy the game.
Alright, so yun na nga ang sinabi ni Philip, no? They're still working on it kung pwede nabigyan ng SLP earning itong mga starter Axes. Pero I think during the launch period, hindi pa to makaka-earn. It is just for the sake of us, those people na gustong pumasok sa Axie Infinity na gusto lang muna mag-try, no? So, you will earn these starter Axies, and as well as ma-earn mo yung mga starter Axies by level. May mga level ito sa adventure kung saan ma-earn mo yung ma-unlock mo yung starter Axies. Okay? So, magsisimula ka sa isa, and alam ko yung pinag-uusapan dito na isang starter Axie ay yun si Buba. And so si Buba, yan, magsimula ka ng adventure kay Buba, and then matatry mo ma-unlock yung ibang mga Axie. And then once ma-unlock mo yung ibang mga starter Axies, that is the time that you can play on PvP mode. Ayan. So maraming salamat guys sa pakikinig. Dito na muna natin nahatiin o puputulin yung first part ng ating Axie Infinity Origin update. So see you on the next or part 2 ng video na to. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Bye-bye.